Jung boom, my swagger bomb. You checking your swagger?
Yeah, just checking it out.
Is it, you know, it's important. Matter of fact, let me check my swagger. My swagger, let me get a little closer. Closer with my swagger, man. It's important. Hey, what's happening, man? Quilly, Walt E. Lawrence Lilly, Mr. Bullshitter, what's happening, y'all?
What's up, y'all?
I know it's a off night.
Yeah.
This happens from time to time, though. So I'm starting to get accustomed to it. It starts to happen from time to time.
MGJ,
where
what up,
we
yo?
have to go live on an off night, man. Philly Slow, what up? K Wick, what it do, nephew? 3C, Ramsey Chisel, BOTP in the building. What up, Dave?
BOTP.
Moosey Trez, Dirty Jersey, baby. Shout out to New Jersey, man. New Brunswick, Somerset, Camden. Everybody.
What's up, man?
Shout out to my whole family out there in Jersey. I got a lot of family in Jersey. Yeah. I got so many cousins, my sister, my nieces, boy, it's crazy out there, man. I got a big family, bro. Think Mega, what's happening, man? Something about Sophia. What's the good word?
Mr. Bullshit, what up, yo?
Back. New York.
STD. What up, New York? What up, Coy? Tap in. Big Riz.
Coy, my boy. Tap in, my big homie. K Bauer. What's happening? Hey, tap in, man. You gotta get on the line, bro. For real. We got to get on the line, chop it up, man. I be saying that too. Sometimes I say it on the camera and I forget. He gonna have to call me probably because I'm gonna be like, I start getting into something else. I'm gonna hit him though. It's important. Big Riz, Gun Rilla, what up?
What up, Walt?
Man. Reek G, what up, Reek G? Don't let everybody get up in here, man.
Yeah. What up, Wick? What up, Creative? What up, Reek?
Creative brand in the building. What up with you?
Philly Slow.
What's going on with you, man?
Slow motion, man.
It feel weird, right? Because
it does.
It was Tuesday, but I'm in my head is Wednesday.
It feels real weird.
You know, I remember. So also, I was gonna wait. I'm gonna wait a little bit longer before I say this because tonight is actually a milestone moment. Yeah, it's like a milestone. I'm gonna put you up on game in a minute here.
Okay.
Let's wait. We're gonna wait because I know the notifications probably slow. If y'all can't share the live, it's gonna take the notifications a minute to circulate, but they will, as usual.
What up, Joseph?
That's Joseph.
Mr. Harris. Yes, it is.
Oh, that's my main man right there, man. Let me see something.
Charles Henry. What's good, bro? Salute. Yeah, Tuesday night feel different. It's like it's a throw off. It's like, oh,
it's not normal.
Right.
It's all good.
3C, what up, yo?
Red Dot I showed earlier. Which one? What I showed earlier? You have to remind me, 3C, man. Boy, my old age is getting the best of me, man. You have to remind me, bro. I forget. Maybe you talk about something I had in that box. I opened up that box, man. Charles Henry, what it do, bro?
BTG, what up, yo?
Oh, bust them guns. All right, we have 50 people. So 50 is a good number just to start talking. So do you know that just a couple days? Oh, I know you're talking about the gray one. The gray hollow sun, man. Look, you could only get that at Optics Planet.
Yeah.
It's the Wolf Gray 507C. It's the Op Mod edition. Oh, you know what? I was doing I'm about to do a video on that gun, Joseph. But yeah, no, I didn't have to wait. I don't want to lie to you. But I had an issue not a running issue. It's a funny issue. I'm gonna tell you about it, Joseph. I'm gonna text you about it tomorrow. Anyway, do you know that this month marks January marked 3 years for me on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So from January 21 to 24.
Mm-hmm.
This marks 3 years to the time I started going live.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't start going live until like March.
Right.
It was dark, man. A little light on me. I be wanting to be light skinned, and the light helps with that. So, so this marks 3 years that I've been going live. And it reminds me, because I was just about to say, when we said it feels odd on a Tuesday, I remember when I used to just go live randomly.
Right.
Wasn't no scheduling or none of that shit. It was, boy, I feel like going live, and I just hit the button and go. Yeah, I remember that. I don't know if I missed them days because I stayed on there a lot.
What up, Kingdom?
I had to find myself. Kingdom Defense, what's happening, man? All right, we getting good. We getting good, man. We 63 people. That's good, bro.
Just getting out there, moving around.
Yeah. If y'all in here, man, share it. Let them know we live.
Hit that like button.
It's gonna get around eventually. They'll be scrolling YouTube and they're gonna see it, but Hey, shut up, man. I actually got lotion on today. I'm not ashy, bro. Well, maybe my wrist is. But that don't count. Maybe my wrist is. No, listen, man. Check it out. Tonight we got a dope guest, man. I don't know if y'all know KD.
What up,
Kevin Dixie. Very well respected brother around our industry.
Yes.
If you don't know who he is the keynote speaker for Armed 4 this year. Speaking of Armed 4, June 21st, 22nd, Southwest Ohio. That's right. Man, listen. Hey, the last week has been hectic a little bit, but I got to shout y'all out, man. Boy, when I tell you that the support has been overwhelming, I can't even explain it. As much as I want to explain it, man, the support has been over damn whelming, man.
So big Zoe.
Shout out to everybody that's been reaching out to me. It's all good, man. I'm good. Like, don't even trip. And y'all went stupid with them tickets last week.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy, bro. From Friday's live,
that
was sick. Now, we still do have a regular meetup t-shirts are on sale right now. April 26th will be the last day that you could place it. Is it April 26th or April 19th? I'm not sure. But toward the end of April will be the last day you'll be able to order these tees. So if you haven't gotten your meetup tee order in,
the link is right
there. Get it in. The link is out there in the chat, man. Y'all make sure that you get your order in, man. A lot of you guys already ordered them. We got quite a few orders in, so we're going to be looking like another family reunion around this mother sucker. But definitely get your orders in, man. And even if you're not attending the meetup, say you can't make it this year, t-shirts, when you guys order shirts, it definitely helps us out with the meetup as well. So it's a way to actually help the event. Be more bigs. What's happening, man? What's the good word? Big Zoe. What's up? KD is another wise, intelligent, common sense brother.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I hear, man. That's what I hear. I guess my problem is.
Charles Harris, that's his homie. What up, Demetrius?
That's what's happening, man.
Big
Wells
dog.
Gardner, what's up, Demetrius? What's up, Mr. Biggs? Big dog. What's happening, big dog?
Yeah, BOTP.
You know what? You are absolutely right, brother. Thank you, big dog, for the reminder. We cannot ever go a night in this live or anywhere else without shouting out BOTP gang. That is the hottest thing going on YouTube right now.
That's right.
And we're going to keep it that way. Shout out to all the BOTPs and the SOTPs, man. That's what we up to. That's where it's at tonight. That's what we are. Anybody else? We got any new BOTPs out here?
So I was looking to see.
Shout out to all y'all. If you don't know what BOTP is, we don't like to say fat. We say brothers of the plate.
Right.
Matter of fact, brothers of the plate sounds profound.
It does, doesn't it?
Sounds important.
What up, Kenny?
You know what I'm saying?
What up, Patrick?
PLG, what's happening, man? Patrick,
Right.
what's the good word? That's right, Big Riz. BOTP in this joint, man.
You said
Matter of fact, we doing a whole BOTP shout out at the award show, man.
What up, Urban?
So if you're in there,
I wish I could remember the date. I can't remember the date.
what's that?
You said mark the birth and anniversary of BOTP.
Oh, damn. We should have did that, man.
Yeah.
It's about a month old, though.
Yeah.
It might be about 30 days. Something like that. We're going to just go back a month and give it a birthday.
What up, Soul? It sounds like a fraternal organization. That's right, BOTP.
So what's happening, man?
You just finished the plate? That's right, 3C. That's what you do.
He said, I just finished the plate. That's
Yep.
what I'm talking about, boy. BOTP for real. Let me plug my phone up. Man, it's BOTP birthday? Whose birthday is it? Somebody's birthday on that.
Yeah.
I must have missed the post or something.
Right. That's what I'm looking. I guess
Because
today.
it's definitely somebody's birthday, man.
So I'm still a little underweight requirement. I'm 2 sweet potato pies away. Hi. African Dreaming, what up, man? Hey, Jay, what's going on?
African Dreaming in here? What's happening?
Yeah. Charles Johnson,
what's
up, man?
Who I miss?
No, African Dreamer just stepped in. Charles Johnson just came in.
All right, what's happening, man? Good to see y'all.
It's Chicken Wing Tuesday, Kenny. I mean, 3C. It was Chicken Wing Tuesday today. I saw the Oprah show and I'm going to be medium size though. So.
Well, you ain't going to even sound right being medium size though. AG Strickland, what's happening, man? Hey, man, shout out to Johnny Gun Game, man.
Oh, yeah, man.
Hey, that post from Johnny Gun Game was dope, man.
It was.
I gotta give it to him.
Yeah, it was.
I appreciate him for that. Say Johnny Gun Game be seeing what's going on, you know, in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna get this show started tonight, man. I'm very interested to talk to this brother because
same.
I feel like so many people that I get to meet around the industry, they already know who he is. I never got a chance to really know. I just used to always hear about him, and then I kind of met him. I actually kind of met him on the fly. We was at the GunCon event. We was at John Patton's event. That's when I might have met him before that one time, but then we chopped it up a little bit there. And then I cheated him out a quick interview and shit. I was like, "What's up, man? How you doing, brother?" And I just started asking him questions and shit. But no, man, he's a super, 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 super cool brother, man. That I can give y'all that, man. Roadblock, what's up, bro? David Banner, y'all do me a favor, smash the like button. We're gonna get the show on the road. This is an off night, so people gonna start coming in as we go anyway. I know that's gonna happen, but we want to go ahead and get it going so we don't lose much time. So I'm gonna definitely bring my brother in, and we're gonna get to it. If y'all got questions, just get them ready, man. Get them ready. Otherwise, we're gonna get this show on the road, bro. You good?
No, I'm good.
Did we tackle everything we needed to tackle before
we did. We got everything.
Before I bust the move?
Yeah, we good.
Anybody I didn't get a chance to speak to, what's up to you, man? Just charge it to the fact that I'm becoming an old man. All right, we're gonna bring my man's on. KD.
What's going on, fellas? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Oh
what's
yeah,
going
man.
on, man?
We can hear you, man. We can hear you, brother. See you out there looking like $1 million, boy. Like you got that. You shining up there, man.
Right.
What's good? What's good?
Hey man, you know if you're gonna get old and lose it, man, you got to do right with what's left. So I
Yeah.
just try to, keep it together, man.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I'm doing great. I appreciate the kind words, man. And I don't believe I've had the chance to meet you before. I don't. That's a
Oh,
very
I'm definitely gonna
interesting.
introduce you to my brother Zach
Okay.
right there, man. Better known as Fat Guy with Guns. Zach, believe it or not, bro, this is we could tell this story right here on live. He's actually the first person to tell me about you. So apparently Zach has been following you for years. I'll let him tell the story, man.
Yeah, I've been for quite some time. When Facebook was popping on, we in the 2A community way back in the day. Back
Okay.
then,
That's old school.
I used to see you around all the time. It's probably been about, I don't know, 5-6 years.
Okay.
I've only met you in passing a couple times.
Yeah, I know we ain't never sat down and talked, but I appreciate you apparently we've had good experiences, so I definitely appreciate that. Maybe we'll have to
Yeah, we had.
yeah, 'cause sometimes it don't go that easy, but so I'm glad to know that it did.
But man, hey brother, first of all, I want to tell you thank you for coming through, man. I appreciate you. Also, man, if y'all don't know, everybody out here who got your tickets, get ready, man. KDI keynote speaker.
That's right.
It was important for me to get this brother. I just been seeing him do some dope stuff, and I felt like he'd be perfect to come to a regular meetup and speak to everybody. But man, tonight we're gonna chop it up, bro. I mean, if you could tell the people a little bit about yourself before we get going and asking you a bunch of stuff, for those that may not know you at all.
Okay, I'll try to be quick. So my name is Kevin Dixie. Everybody calls me KD for obvious reasons. I'm born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm currently in Atlanta, Georgia. Been here about 4 years, give or take a few months. But I'm a St. Louis boy, born and raised. I grew up in Walnut Park on the north side of the city. I am unfortunately a typical story from, a common story anyway from our community. I come from the single mother. Got pregnant with me when she was 13. No dad, no family. Had to figure it out amongst the dope dealers, crack selling, prostitution, all that in the worst sector in one of the worst cities in the country. Just decided about 15 years old after 2 failed attempts at suicide. I decided in child molestation, I've been through it all, foster care, the whole nine. So after I survived that childhood, I decided that I was going to become this little street preacher, man. Didn't really know what I was doing. You just had that epiphany one day. You wake up and you look at your homies and you like, nah, this ain't it. I can't even tell you really where it came from, but that's what struck me. So I started talking to people. So instead of hustling on the corners, I was trying to get my boys off the corners. And then I became aware of what the trap was, what the system was. And then I became kind of this advocate for civil rights. And I started speaking up against the politicians, kind of getting deeper in school, wondering what was going on, because I knew that those imaginary walls that we had around us, somebody had to put them in place. All right. We were still accountable for our actions, but I wanted to do something better. So I did that for several years. I never stopped. Did that for a while. Got myself about the slums, got a couple of trades, got out the slums, and decided that I wanted to do something different, man. Have an impact, instead of complaining about it, seeing what I can do to help brothers stop going to prison and going to jail and things like that. So I joined the St. Louis City Police Department in our prisoner processing division. I did that work was there for 10 or 11 years, probably 10. I'll feel better saying 10 years. I was at the PD for about 10 years, but did some executive protection while I was with the PD, some secondary work. After I left there, I got recruited by a local college to be what they call ICALIA certified. And if you don't know what that is when you look at a police vehicle and you see internationally accredited on the side of it. All right. They're like the American Dental Association for dentists, pretty much what they are. I got recruited over to a local university that was going to change into a police department. They brought me over to write arrest procedures and detainment procedures and things like that, because at the PD, you name an agency with 3 letters, I've dealt with them. Unfortunately, I'm not saying that for braggadocious reasons, but unfortunately, I learned a lot about prisoners, transportation, detainment, the laws around it. Even in St. Louis today, I was part of a 3-man team, well, 1 woman, that actually wrote the arrest procedures that are still used to this day. 3 of us sat down and wrote those procedures. So they recruited me over to help out with that. Was there for a couple of years. They lost funding, decided they weren't going to become a PD. and I decided that I had something to prove. I had something to prove, and it didn't require carrying a gun. I had enough gun violence, well, violence that pertained to guns when I was in the hood every day, and I was tired of dealing with what I had to deal with carrying a gun for a living. I just wanted to get away from it all, right? I have been training individuals, though. I started No Other Choice firearms training while I was at the PD. And the reason I started that is because I saw a lot of good people from all walks of life, man, that thought self-defense was common sense, and it's anything but. So before I conclude the story, where No Other Choice came in at is after 9/11, we had the big tactical boom 3 to 4 years later. That's why this industry is even the way it is now. We had a lot of individuals that were starting up schools like Murder, Death, Kill Academy and Two to the Face, tactical training and all this. And I tell people that we all have different backgrounds. We all come from different places, and that's where we bring our experience. Well, it's easy for you to tell somebody, hey, two to the face, don't worry about it, deal with the threat, without considering all the things that I got to see. Because I'm the one that's putting that person in the cage for 35 years, not you. I'm the one that's watching their mom and them put up their house to try to get them out of jail, not you, right? So going through all that tactical training and getting people all hyped up in good spirits because it's for the love of America, but doing the wrong thing. And then when it came to people from our communities in particular, I'm like, the one thing we don't do is read enough. And the one thing that we don't do is we want to complain about the law when we become a victim of it, right? Instead of being aware of how they're trying to victimize us, where we can change it before we're victims, right? And so I wanted to start spreading education. And then the third reason was, I'll be very frank and honest with you, I got tired of everybody looking to say when it comes to learning guns, when we want to learn to do it the right way, and I don't mean just going to the range shooting. I'm talking about proficient, efficient training, right? And how to do it the right way. It kind of hurt my heart that every time somebody said that, they had to go search out a white guy. And I'm like, no, we're not about to do that. And nothing against them. They just running businesses. They can't help who walk through their doors. But we also going to put a face to this game and say, no, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to represent us, and I'm going to show you we can do it at the highest level. So thousands of people later, 40 or 50,000 people converted to gun owners. Many of them been trained under my guys, under other instruction by some people I recommended them to. And going around this country from, you can catch me on my Instagram in the trap speaking, and you can catch me on the cover of Time magazine, like literally. So I go everywhere with the message and do what I got to do to make sure that we understand that, yeah, we're all Americans, but at the same time, this gun control thing is something that was started to really imprison us, right? And when you enslave yourself, it's kind of horrible. So I started No Other Choice and been at that for about, give or take 23 to 25 years. I kind of forget exactly when we started, but we're about a quarter of a decade old now. And that started real small. That was very low level until I decided to really ramp it up and take it serious. But yeah, and then after I left that university, I said, I'll keep training people. I'll keep doing that. But I had something to prove, man. I had something to get off my chest. I got tired of people, using me for my brawn, using me for, having a gun in my hand. And I wanted to prove that I had a brain. And neither one of my parents graduated high school, neither one of them. I don't think they even set foot in a high school. So I decided I was going to go to college, get a degree, and then I liked that degree, so I got a graduate degree. All right. And then from there, I decided to focus on doing something else I didn't see, which was marrying a beautiful Black woman and having a little family with her, and then giving my kids, I'm not saying I'm the perfect man, but giving my kids something I didn't see, which was a dad at home every day. So I try to, live my life. I'm not perfect. Please don't ever look at me don't look me up when it comes to that. I'm not. But I just wanted to be kind of the change agent to start something different. So that's why you see me speaking about community. I do community outreach with kids. We work with a lot of different children. I even work with other programs to make sure that the kids are getting their education. Adults alike, we're trying to teach them de-escalation skills. We're trying to teach them etiquette. We want to get them out farming and gardening, kind of get them out the hood, get them somewhere different where they can learn something different and mingle with other people from different walks of life. So I started a nonprofit program called Aiming for the Truth, because we're aiming for the truth around violence, not just blaming the gun. So I took my life experience and some other professionals around me and what I learned from law enforcement and decided to start that community outreach program. And we've been at that for about 15 years now. So we've done everything from feeding kids at school to when Harriet, the movie came out, I took 60 Black kids, 50 of them young Black women, and took them to see that movie. And we had a nice passionate discussion. We shut down the theater, had it to ourselves, had a nice passionate discussion about where they come from, then took them out and let them meet with 7 Black female leaders from the community and speak with them. So just always doing different things. It's more than just a gun in my hand. Even though I do that at a pretty decent level, I wanted to be a good human being and pour back into my community and do right, man. So hopefully I'll leave this place better than I found it. So sorry for the long spiel, but that's kind of who I am and what I do.
Man, that was good, man. You know, usually when people talk that long, you know, you somewhere along the way you get lost, but that was pretty good, brother. Oh man, that is dope, man. St. Louis, man, you right up the way there. See, that's you right around the way. So I know you spent a little time over here where I'm at in Chicago, man.
Oh yeah, I've been to Chi-Town a few times, man. I've been to Chi-Town a few times. Hey man, y'all piece overrated though, man. I'm gonna tell you, you know.
Well, you gonna go bad already? We ain't been to say.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
You
I'm
gonna go say
sorry.
something out of pocket like that?
I love Chi-Town, man. Chi-Town got some swag like no other. That piece of bruh. All right, I'm sorry. I digress.
Hey man, be cool, man. See, Zach a New York guy, so this is that's a big argument on this channel, bro. It's crazy you just said that because it's a huge argument on here. You know, one of the things that I do, and I don't want to forget to say this, why it's important, I have no clue, but after you just told that story, one of the places I ran into KD at, this is after I'd met him, but I happened to be in Atlanta. I think this was last year. And I was looking, I know a few people in Atlanta, but I called myself looking for somewhere to go watch the fight. So I pull up to this spot, and it's just me and the wife, and I say, damn, we got to be in the hood because it ain't this. Everybody looking like they grimy and ready to move around this joint. But I'm like, well, we ain't got nowhere else to watch the fight. Let's just pull up in here, you know, because I like to go to the hood. I don't know why. Don't ask me, bro. We can talk about that later. But I feel at home. I just go up, I kick it. Everybody was cool. We get in the line. We waiting to get in the spot. I hear somebody say, make sure you check that guy real good. I'm turning around. I see KD. I'm talking about he like the plug at the spot. Like everybody know him. We in the trenches. I ain't seen nothing that looked innocent around me. I'm like, look at this dude, man. That was right there. That gave me the utmost respect for him. Because I ain't never seen nobody that I met from the space, you know, we in the hood like this, and he just in there like it is what it is. This ain't the KD y'all know from IG. This is me in the real world. So I thought that was dope, bro. Man, you make a lot of noise in this space without being what people would typically consider a content creator, right? You and I had a conversation. You do the No Other Choice training session yearly. You'd have to give me the direct hold on, bro. Whatever you do, don't panic right here. It's gonna get interesting. But this happens throughout my live, and I'll explain it later.
Probably get weird.
Thank you, Jason. You know you're out of pocket for that. So every time I get a membership on the channel, that's my move. That's my membership move. So I appreciate people for the memberships. Brother, just remember for 5 months, man. Appreciate you. Jason Ewing, good buddy of mine, man. Shannon Ewing, his wife, she's one of the mods on the channel. I appreciate y'all big time. Where was I, Zach? He do that on purpose. They do that on purpose because I had to stop when that happened.
You're talking about what going to see to watch the fight. That's what I'm going to leave it off.
Yeah, so no. Beyond that, though, I think you've made a lot of noise beyond like the social media aspect of this thing. Like, you're not considered a content creator. You do the No Other Choice training session every year, and we had a conversation. And you were saying like, my event is not a range day, and you were really adamant about explaining that it's not a range day. It's a lot more.
Train and learn.
Train and learn, exactly. Exactly. Thank you, Walt. He just corrected me. I'm up here getting it all wrong, but. Train and learn is dope. You told me a lot about it. Can you explain to people what it is?
Yeah, and you know what? Let me say this. So here's one of my many minor complaints about this space. That Highlander mentality, right? And it's people don't understand, and maybe because no different than somebody that's in finance, somebody that's in a government, somebody that's in politics, or somebody that's in education, traditional collegiate education and things like that. They see different things that maybe other people that don't spend a lot of time in the same space see. That's because they're there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing that I'm not going to say broke my heart, it just was really disappointing, is when, before I even explained the event, when people started comparing it and comparing others to it. One, and I hope everybody feels like this, you can't do what I do.
Talk that talk.
You know, you just can't.
Talk,
just like, and I would tell somebody else, I can't do what you do. That's what makes it beautiful. That's what makes it glorious, right? So for our space, a lot of things, and we didn't invent range days, right? The range days been around for a long time, but you know, there was some different, some flair, some variety brought to the space of doing range days.
Agreed.
And train and learn is not that. And when I said that the first time, you know, a couple of people got their feathers ruffled, like, oh, why you hating? First of all, stop. I'm not. What people don't understand is some sponsors that are supporting range days that you haven't even seen yet. I backed those individuals in rooms where they weren't present, where those sponsors signed up for their events. Although you don't hear me talk about the event and I don't go, I still made sure bread went toward it and I don't say anything about it. So when people are like, oh, you just hating on my event, like, bro, you would have been 12 grand short if I didn't say positive things about it behind the scenes. But I digress. Train and learn was something that was born out of necessity, because what I saw was people all across the spectrum, man, from all over the place, different walks of life, different cultures, races, whole 9 yards, that had some positive to bring to the freedom space, right? Because I believe you can do more in this space than just shoot guns, right? There's a lot of different things you can do. So they were in the freedom space of freedom-minded people. And then you'll be looking at them, man. You ever seen somebody and you like, oh, okay, that's cool. Like how they do things and what they do. And then you blink and they gone. Like,
yeah.
You know, so I started, you know, really having a conversation with some folks. And what happened, or what was happening, is we are such a passion-driven space, right? That you put your all into it, or you're really passionate about the Second Amendment, or you like guns a lot, or you like the politics behind it, or the history behind it, right? You're so driven passionately, forget that this is a business. It's still a business. Even if you break even, hell, even if you're just spending money out, it's still a business, right? When you get to a certain point. And we didn't have a tendency, and when I say we, I mean most of all of us collectively didn't have a tendency of looking at it at that. So when I go back to we are much more than guns, we are a community, I tell people that. So one thing that I've had the pleasure of doing in my life is not only getting a graduate degree, but managing portfolios in the billions of dollars for large organizations. The last one I left was a contractor with the DoD. So I've had the pleasure of seeing what business looks like from a high scale up on down. And I'm just like, man, we have to do something to help people. We have to do something that way this freedom space can stay strong. And what we are doing is saying, what we have been doing previously is saying, well, in order to keep you strong, I'll simply show up or share your event or your page or whatever you're doing, which is great. That is a form of currency. Do not get it wrong. That's a form of currency. But we weren't giving people enough to stay around. When you got to get off this camera and then you got to go and look at whoever is in your love life and be like, all right, I just took 4 hours out of my day to do this. I took another 5 hours away from my kids this week. Yeah. I still got to work this other job, right? I still got my mom and them to deal with. Got my crazy uncle to deal with. My people over here still need me. Okay, then I got to turn right back around and do this. Oh, now all of a sudden I got companies hitting me up. I don't know how to have a discussion with them. What do I even say to these people? What's the sponsorship? Okay, well, I'm trying to get this event off the ground. Up, hold on. I'm trying to pay for that out of pocket. But now I got my old lady over here over my shoulder, like, no, we $1,000 short on this. Or you promised me this kind of vacation, or you said we were going to be doing this. Or your kid tugging at your ankle saying, hey, Dad, what's up with this? Or they surprise. People got life going on, right? And then they have this passion. So Train and Learn was born out of the necessity of seeing individuals succeed. I am blessed, and I have no problem saying that. I have been blessed to be in the right rooms at the right time when it came to becoming public. When I decided not to just keep stomping on the streets of St. Louis and decided to cut on a camera and start saying something. The first time I did that, I was recording a TV show when I did that, because the TV producers heard about me before I ever got on social media. I was recording a TV show, put my camera up at the hotel room in a tree. I was outside the hotel in the middle of Utah doing a TV show, put the camera up and just started talking. And the next thing I know, I blink. It wasn't even a year later. I'm all over NRA TV when that was a thing. I'm co-hosting with Noir. I think I did 7 or 8 different episodes that are co-hosting within a year and a half. I'm all over the place. All of a sudden, I'm on every platform and on every screen. But what I learned during that process is, you know what? It's a whole lot of folks that they just zigged when I zagged, and I happened to land here. So what can we do to help them out? What can I give them to put them in a position to win? So I formed Train and Learn. And what Train and Learn is getting you to think beyond the gun. It's beyond the barrel. So the first day of training is a 3-day event. The first day of Train and Learn is all about professional development. That's what it is. Because people need to understand that you need professionalism in this thing, right? And it's in every walk of life. If you've been in a career path for any amount of years, you have went to professional development. You go. If you're a carpenter, you're going to refresh yourself on new things and new skills. So with Train and Learn, we wanted to give people a workshop, or workshops rather. So we do 4 to 6 of them every year. This year, I think we're landing right at 5, to where we're bringing people in, and I am tapping into my professional friends that have way more brains than me, that are genius at what they do. And they are giving you workshops over certain things. For example, this year, and it's funny, you can say like, yeah, I'm not considered a creator in a traditional sense, but I understand the struggles of creators, right? And as I even embark to go out and do more creating myself, I'm like, yeah, it's some things we need to do. So I'm actually bringing a YouTube employee to present a workshop about how to operate in Google and YouTube in our space. Not somebody that does it. I'm bringing somebody that gets a check from Google into the space to talk about what we do and how we can do it better while operating with the restrictions that we have, because we know we got a lot of, right? So I'm bringing that person into the space. I'm bringing someone else in to talk about the psychology of marketing. What is marketing? What is propaganda? We've spoken about these things before. We're bringing in someone that's going to give a voice to proper business etiquette, establishing bright businesses, the mindset, following your North Star. What's your plan for your organization, right? We teach you how to structure and how to move money around the proper way. I had a young lady that came to Train and Learn and broke down, because I hate when people tell you, you can do it, just work hard. I hate that. Annoys me. Show me how it works, right? So she got on the board and broke down exactly how doing entry-level classes is all she taught. Entry-level classes in one state. How she made $247,000 in 1 year. That's the kind of game I want people to have. And so we are doing that. So day one is all about that professional development, 45-minute to an hour workshops. Boom, right? Second day, now we're going to go out to the range, right? Because whether you're a writer, blogcaster, YouTuber, manufacturer, Train and Learn is open to everybody in this space. You don't have to be a particular thing, but you do need to be in the business. Even if it's a YouTube channel that you are trying to properly run, you need to be in the business of what we do in some way, shape, form, or fashion. I wanted people to now have an opportunity to learn the ways of the guns from people outside of myself. So I'm going to bring other individuals in just to give you a little teaser, 90-minute workshop with them, right? So if you are already shooting guns a lot, cool, you get to see something new. If you don't shoot guns a lot, but let's say you take some of the best photos in the world, which is why everybody loves your platform. I think one of the training lines, we had a guy there, just off pictures, he had like 600,000 followers, right? But he didn't know how to, the reason we never seen him hold the gun is because he didn't know how to hold a gun right? But now at Train and Learn, he gets under the guise of instructors that now he knows how to hold the gun. And then what do we see? A couple of weeks after Train and Learn, now he's doing pictures and videos, short videos, actually holding guns because he knew how to do it, right? So we're introducing you to that, right? We're moving you around. We're going to get you some rifle discipline. We're going to get you some pistol discipline and then 2 soft skills. So this year, outside of the rifle and the pistol, we're going to do a different level medical class than what we did last year. It's going to be switched up a little bit, a different level medical class. And when I say we're doing a medical class, Michael Martin is the guy that is on the cover of all the USCCA books. right? He is the guy that if you watch USCCA videos, he's the guy with the great hair standing there doing all the presentation. Mm-hmm. That's who's teaching the medical class. Okay. Like, so it's a level to what we're doing, right? Mm-hmm. And then we're going to have a surprise class. I don't want to scare people, but we're going to have a surprise one. But it'll be fun. So after we do the 4 disciplines, because you need to understand it's more than what we do is just guns. Like, you got to be able to. There have been people that are great at guns, man. Didn't know first thing about medical. We had 2 people that took our medical class last year at Train and Learn that had to use it on their kids a couple of months later, right? So it's good that we're spreading that kind of information. And then after that, we're gonna have us a nice little networking event. I'm a cigar guy, you know. I don't make anybody partake, but after that, we're gonna get you a cigar if you partake, and we're gonna get you a nice pour bourbon if you partake. On us. We're gonna light you a nice fire, and we're gonna have a bourbon and cigar pairing class. Little 20-30 minute thing. You know how to look at the cigar, how to get the notes of the bourbon, how to pair them right. Because what we are getting you ready for, that we primed you for Friday night, was how to network. So when we light that bonfire and you got your cigar or not, or you got your bourbon or not, guns are up. Now let's see you network. Because so for so long, so many people thought networking was going up to company A, asking the marketing director to send them widget B. And what you don't realize is that marketing director's job is on the line. He still has to deliver a return, right? So you're asking this man for something, or woman, asking him for something and not understanding what's really at risk, right? What's the return on investment, right? Do you understand the company's TCO? That's their total cost opportunity. Have you looked them up? And do they even make sense for what you are? What's their company mission? Is it what you create? Is it what you do? But if it is, how do you negotiate a sponsorship? So one thing that we've actually covered at Train and Learn is your value and what to negotiate in sponsorships and how much you should be charging, asking for, and all those things, right? And we'll probably revisit that again this year to a degree. So we want to see you execute on that networking. I'm not hiding my resources. I'm bringing them there for a reason. Let's see how you handle it. We will have sponsors. Our sponsors that are there, shout out to Primary Arms, United States Concealed Carry Association, Brownells, the Walker's GSM family, Tactical Life, Modern Gun School. These are all people that are going to be coming in sponsoring this event, right? Phoenix Ammunition, once again, shout out to them. They're going to be coming in sponsoring this event. Every last single one of my sponsors is there. Oh, and Bursa. Forgive me, Raphael. And Bursa. Every last single one of my sponsors is looking for talent to work with. All of them. And so now they get to watch you for a weekend to see how you conduct yourself. But you ain't got to go chase them. They're there looking for who they might want to align their company with, right? They're there all weekend just like you, right? And then Sunday, so we'll network the night away. Sunday, we'll go back out and we'll create content, because hopefully you've taken everything that you've learned Friday, Saturday. All the instructors are going to be available. Hopefully your cameras are charged up. Now you get to go create content, not only with the instructors, but with the people from around the country. Because what we are trying to get you to look at is not content. We want you to look at content as marketing material. So if you have an expense of coming to the event, because there is a cost, if you have an expense of coming to the event, how much marketing content can you get to go back home with people from all across the country in one space, when the range is set up for you to create content? When we have a podcasting area where you can sit down and quiet and have discussions, it's set up for you to get marketing material. It's all structured for that. So average, people leave with 6 to 7 months worth of marketing material. And you can cross-pollinate that from everybody across the industry. If they do one thing and you do another thing, then great, tap into each other's audiences. And we're going to teach you how to leverage that the proper way, all right? Tap into each other's audiences. Now, imagine if I tell you that you get to have people on site that are interested in their development, and I get you access to 12 different platforms in less than 24 hours. They do different things from you, different audiences, different markets, right? So that's the kind of stuff we're doing at Train and Learn. And then we add in the fun part to me, as we add in our giveaway. So we also want to understand everybody doesn't have the Gucci-ness. Everybody can't afford it. The rifle sitting behind me on the wall right there is one of my cheaper rifles, and it's about $2,800. Right? And I understand that's not,
I said, shout out to you, man. That was
that's just not everybody's thing, right? Like some people got $100,000 cars. I don't, because I ain't spending money on cars like that, right? Everybody got their thing. So what I wanted to do is say, hey, you know what we're gonna do for people that honestly do want to create. Now you want to make that video, but you just ain't got that. You ain't got that $1,200 for that gun, right? You ain't got it, right? It's just the way of the world. You want to do a nice handgun video, but you still operating with that, POS that was your first gun that, you kind of shy about it. So we're going to give away $10,000 worth of guns and prizes, right? So therefore, if you wanted the winners and you were lacking on material, then you got it. And then here come our bonuses. So then we end the event at 3:00. Now, for people wondering like, damn, well, when is it? It's Memorial Day weekend. It's the 24th through the 26th. It's outside of Atlanta, 40 minutes outside of Atlanta. We start Friday at 3:00, and we end Sunday at 3:00. And I did it on Memorial Day weekend. If you celebrate Memorial Day for what it's for, you'll be back home before Memorial Day. And people that work normal 9 to 5s, which we hate talking about in this game, but people do, most of them, then guess what? You got that extra day off work. So now you don't have to take off work because you got that extra day, right? So we put it out there. We try to do it with everybody in mind. Every day ain't gonna work for everybody. But that's why we put it out there. And Train and Learn is meant to work. It is professional development. It is not a damn range day. And that's nothing against range days. It's just a networking event that's meant to develop you professionally. People that own and operate range days should come to Train and Learn. People that create content on YouTube should come to Train and Learn. People that manufacture things and are looking to get themselves known as a manufacturer should come to Train and Learn. You write blogs, articles, you should be at Train and Learn, right? So Train and Learn is built. We even have a session around how to start a proper podcast and how to grow it and how to leverage that, right? One of the people we had teaching that before was Sean Hearn with We Like Shooting. The Firearms Network has one of the largest podcasting networks in the country, right? So I want people to win. So you get all that jazz. We include 3 meals. Okay, you get 3 meals. So we're going to give you kind of like a light dinner on Friday. We're going to give you lunch on Saturday. Lunch on Saturday and dinner on Saturday, provided by your ticket cost. And then Sunday you're kind of on your own. We're going to give you. Remember, I said there are going to be a couple of shooting classes. Yeah, we're covering your ammo. Your ammo's done. It's already covered. Your shooting classes ammo is covered. Now your marketing material stuff that you're going to do Sunday, you need to bring extra ammo for that. But we're covering your ammo. And you're going to be available to get all the prizes, if you win them, and you're going to be able to have a network, and you get the workshops. You get all that for $400.
Man, that's great. I mean, you can't say nothing bad about that, man. That's great.
My bad. No, that is dope.
So because I'm not trying to do it as a Train and Learn is it is a program, right? But I didn't want to, I want to see us win, man. And this is what people don't understand about me, and they get it twisted. I'm harsh and I'm strong-headed. One, because when you come after me without understanding the work that I do behind the scenes every day for folks, depending on who you are, if you catch me right day, right time, man, I might end your career. Leave me alone, because I'm doing too much to put people in a winning position. All I want to do is see folks win. That is all Train and Learn is about. If I wasn't like that, why would I let anybody meet my plugs? Why might I just keep them to myself?
That's some real shit right there.
And then not only let you meet them, why would I host an event to teach you how to talk to them? Why would I do that? I just want to see us win. So that's what Train and Learn is. It's 3 days of professional development, man. It's limited to 60 people. That's all we have every year is 60 people, so you can have a proper, ratio of learning and things like that. But that's what it is, man. Outside Atlanta, it's like I say, $400. That includes your ammo that you need for the classes. Now, what you need to do, your marketing material is obviously on you, but we're even going to have ammo on site being sold damn near at cost.
Okay.
Right. So it's still going to be cheaper to buy the extra ammo you need at the event, and you ain't got to drag it with you. We're gonna have an ammo man right on site for you. Right there. You ain't got to go nowhere. Right, and it's gonna be cheaper than what you pay for in the store. But we're still gonna give you the ammo required to get through the training. We are going to feed you. You don't have to leave and go nowhere. We're bringing the food to you. We're gonna spoil you. We're gonna treat you like a baby. You ain't got to go nowhere for your cigars and bourbon. We're bringing them to you. You sit down. You sit down. We got you. We got you. Sit down and enjoy yourself. Right? And then we're going to make sure that you get the proper education in a professional manner. And then after that, I want to see you utilize your new network, and I want to see you win at whatever game you play. So that's what training learning is, man.
Well, now, now I'm asking questions about training learning. I'm going to get into some other stuff. So on that particular weekend, you said it's about 40 minutes outside of Atlanta. Do you guys have is it hotels in the area, or is everything on site? How does it work?
You know, man, I like the way you think, bro. I like the way you think. I'm gonna tell you why. Because this would be our 5th year. It would be 6th, but the year of COVID. I ain't gonna lie, man. The first 4, whoo, baby, you had some driving to do. It was 90 minutes. It was in Missouri, so it was 90 minutes from the airport, and the closest hotel was still a 45-minute drive just to get to the range. Now that we're in Atlanta, and this is another thing that kind of plays into it, but I'll save it toward the end when I'm telling people I want to give them the game and see them win. So now that we're in Atlanta, you're only about from the airport to the hotel. It's like 25 minutes from the airport to the hotel. Your conference, so the professional development conference, is at the hotel. So the only thing you got to do is come out your room and go downstairs. It's at the hotel. All right. And I have verified for those. I have to make sure I can smoke cigars everywhere I go. The hotel patio is open 24 hours. Should be beautiful weather. You can sit out there and smoke cigars all you want. If you smoke something else, ain't my business. It's Georgia. It ain't legal. I'll just say that. So, hey, just, you
need to relax your mind.
I'm just saying. But yeah, so, and then the drive from the hotel to the range is about 18 minutes. So everything's pretty close. And we went from having really no restaurants around. I think we had one Hardee's that everybody went to when we were in St. Louis. I just gave up count. We got over 30 restaurants within 22 minutes. I stopped counting. It's everything. We also have shopping. So if you got to go to Walmart, Target, hell, there's even an outlet mall 23 minutes away. You need to hit the outlet mall, get you some new cologne or some sneakers while you're in town or whatever. So it's very convenient. Everything is very, very close. And it's going to be hosted at the Greenwood Project. And the Greenwood Project is the 40 acres of land that I bought to do all my community outreach and my firearms training. So when I'm trying to tell people, like, I'm trying to give you game, everybody's worried about running. And this is fine because it ain't for everybody. But one of the problems that I had, I'll speak for myself, was always finding a place that made sense to shoot. I always had that problem. But I was able to sit down, understand who I am, for the bad and the good, figure out what I could do on the good side of things, and then I bought my own range, and I bought 40 acres of it. So I don't have to worry about where I'm going to train. I don't have to worry about that no more. And because one young man did actually listen to me, I'm happy to say that there's another project in another part of the country that sprung up right around the same time mine did. So that's the kind of position we're trying to put people in, man. How can you actually become an owner? Get beyond this trigger. How can we actually put you in position to win? So yeah, we're going to go 40 minutes south of Atlanta, and we're going to have train and learn conveniently. Everything's around you, but it's a big year for me because it's the first year that I'm actually able to say it's at my home.
Nice.
It's at my home. And that's the position I want to put other people in. I want to show people how to buy a range. I want to do that. I want you to have your own range if that's what you want to do. That ain't everybody thing. If that's what you want to do, I want to sit down with you with a cigar and a bourbon, and if you got severe intent, like real intent, you just ain't talking to be talking, I will give you every piece of information I have to see you win.
That's dope, man. We just put the link out there. I want to make sure we got that right. If you guys want to click on that link if you're interested in learning more about Train and Learn, man, make sure that you click on that link. If y'all don't mind, smash that like button. Anybody that might have came in I didn't get a chance to speak to, what's up with you? Big Dre, I saw you come in here, man. What's happening, brother? Moosey Trez, that is. Strap House, my band, Refrigerator Q. Anybody I didn't get a chance to speak to.
Shout out to Strap House, man. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, brother. I'm sorry. I heard his name. I got to give my man a shout out. He's a Train and Learn alumni.
Yeah.
Shout out to him.
I seen him out there talking about it, man. He said, we definitely need to talk. Listen, Train and Learn is in May. That's right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much a month before the meetup, too. I got to make my way to Train and Learn, man. I need to be out there. I need to be out there. I consider myself a hardworking guy in this business, but there's always much more to learn.
Well, you know what, man? Speaking of you in particular, look, here's the other thing that happens at Train and Learn. We got the people that's up on, the platform, rather, that's giving us the game, giving us that insight and education. But, man, there's so much game in the audience. You bring something to the table. If you sit in the audience, you bring something other people ain't figured out. Longevity being one of them.
Yeah.
I told you one of the things when people show up and they disappear. You a few years in now, right? So if nothing else, longevity. How did I pivot? How did I move? How did I make this work? You've been producing content all around the country at different events. How you getting there? How you making it work? You a married man? Hey, hell, how you balance that with the wife? Like, so there's so much game that we have in us that even the people sitting in the audience are giving mini classes, and you could be one of them. Like, Train and Learn is, yeah, you should be there. Matter of fact, I'm looking at you cross-eyed if you ain't.
Damn, I don't need KD out there looking at me cross-eyed. And I tell y'all some real stuff though. I hit him when I see him. I always stop him, big him up, and then I ask him something real weird. He probably ain't be knowing where it come from, but he always open to give you the game, man. Let me ask you this, bro.
Yeah, I'm listening. So I've got to put
I'm talking about us, Black people. We often hear a lot of complaints about how difficult it could be for us in the space, right? Or you may be knocked if you're too overly pro-Black. If they see you moving around in different circles, there's a question that maybe he ain't Black enough. Then there's the whole, perhaps we don't stick together enough or whatever the case is. Where do you sit on those items? I mean, in terms of, do we stick together enough? Are you selling out when you networking with everybody?
Right.
Where do you stand on that?
So I'll give this general statement. The last time I checked, it was illegal to talk to children on the internet. So when you have a childlike mentality, I just don't even try to deal with you. It's illegal to talk to kids, man. I deal with that. 2, this shirt here says Harriet would have smacked the sugar honey iced tea out of you. It actually says shit with an asterisk, right? I speak a lot about history. These books are not there just for decoration. That picture is me having the same view as the king when I spoke at the nation's capital. That's me at the bottom and the king at the top, right? So I get out and put it all on the line. Sometimes I knock it out the park. Sometimes, could have did that a little bit better, right? I'm hypercritical. And I've seen myself become a victim of the, you too Black, right? You too Black, you too pro-Black, and all this and that. And then recently, I've heard that I'm whitewashed, that I'm a coon, I'm a sellout, I'm this and I'm that, And I like to explain to people this. One, I don't have a small mentality, right? Like you brothers here, there is somebody that you are going to reach that I never will. I don't have the voice for them, but you do. So I have to appreciate you, your gifts, and your talent, and give you the space to operate in your lane. As long as the lane is ending at freedom and understanding, I don't understand your lane completely, but if you're in it for the right reasons, then I'm 1,000% behind you. And I need to give you the freedom and the space to do that. Black people have a bad habit of thinking that they get to tell other Black people how to be Black.
Say that again, bro. If you don't mind.
The Black people have a bad tendency to tell other Black people how to be Black. You don't get to control me. And when I say that, I'm speaking for everybody that don't want to be controlled. You don't get to control me. You don't know what I've been through, man. You don't know what I come through. You have no idea. I come from sugar sandwiches on molded bread. I come from cereal where you had to do a little bit of the leftover honey packs from McDonald's and add some water to that thing because you ain't got no milk. Right. So when I can look up now and know that life is grand and life is better, I come from being locked in basements with cats, you know, when I'm 4 and 6 years old, with people molesting me and mama holding the door still for I can't escape. You don't get you don't get the right to tell me how to be who I am.
Right.
And I don't get the right to tell you how to be who you are. And so when you come into the space and you have individuals that say, oh, he ain't black enough. The moment you say that to me about somebody, unless they do something that's straight up clownish, you know, if it's clownish, I mean, I'll cool. You might have a good point. I'm not saying some things aren't correct, but if it ain't just straight clownish and you just got a difference of opinion with this brother, I'm a discard you. I don't have any time for individuals that have that small mentality. And we also have an issue with being checked when we're wrong. Accountability, you know, when you listen to all the Man of Spirit podcast, they keep talking about women and their lack of accountability in dating and stuff like that. And I was listening to that one time. I'm like, man, you know what? Men got that issue too. And professionally, they definitely do. Because you decide to get into this particular space. And then somebody like me, it ain't always me. A lot of times I'm quiet. But somebody like me would be like, hey, young bro, I see you. You know, all love. But you're moving with that widget and that wadget in a way that's going to cause you a little bit of harm. And on top of that, understand that there is a bulk of individuals that are waiting on us to look like monkeys with these things. They wait on it. But they can spread it in their private Facebook groups, but they can use it in the next news cycle. Trust me, because I've been in the rooms with them. They waiting on it, right? So I'm just trying to give you the game for you can, you know, move right. And those individuals a lot of times bark back. Oh, you a coon, or you a sellout. You know, I even had a couple of young brothers when I tried to correct a young man about, hey, just be safe, bro. I'm just saying be safe. And, you know, man, it's crazy that the old heads hating because they just mad because they ain't got the guns. And I responded, man, laughs and spreadsheets. I keep my guns in spreadsheets, brother. I don't even know what you talk. I don't even show them off. And when I see people flexing they nice staccatos, I'm like, cool. My staccato is $8,500, and I don't even flex with it. You know what I mean? It's like it's not about that. It is literally, I want to see you win in the right manner, for you can be an example for other people that's trying to come up and win. So lack of accountability on our end. So I think that everybody that speaks like that is a little bit reckless. Now, your question about, is there, you know, can we all come together and be unified? The answer is no. The answer is no. Because there are going to be some people that just ain't meant to make it. That's it, right? There are going to be some people that just, you know, your mission, your individual mission could just be so misaligned with somebody else's that it just don't make no sense. I'll give you one for me, for example. I'm about purpose. Mission over merchandise and purpose over popularity. That's me, right? So if all you want to be is popular, I'm not saying popular can't be profitable, but if all you are looking for is simply being seen, this is all I want. That is my currency, being seen. I'm not the person for you, right? So I'm not gonna ever hate on you or bring you down. I'm just not really gonna align with you. And when I see you being something that's opposite of what I believe us to be, I can't rock with you. And I don't give a damn how popular you are. I can't rock with you. So no, I don't think that we all can. And you got to remember, man, no different than being on the block. It's just some cats that want to see the world burn. You just got to watch who you let in your camp, man. You got to watch who you let around you. You got to watch who you let know the game. You got to watch who you let know your moves. Because the thing is,
you Reverend KD tonight, boy.
Right. He preaching.
He talking that shit now.
They not there to see you win, man. Everybody ain't trying to see you win. You got to understand something, man. There are people that will ride with you when they feel like y'all in the same boat, right? And as soon as your boat turn into a yacht, they trying to sink your shit. That's the only reason they floating around you. They trying to figure out how they can sink this shit. You know, Yeah, let me know who want it. Let me know what I can break down. Let me know what I can do. You know, they give you that fake love.
That was so cool.
Nah, man. So hell no. We ain't all meant to get along. We ain't. Now, here's the thing, though. Here's the trick. Being who we are, and this is something I stand on. Unless it's an extreme situation, through all the disagreements, through all the talk, one, I don't entertain people and argue with them online. I'm not doing that. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, baby. We handled stuff way differently then. I'm not doing all that chit chat, right? That doesn't mean I resort to violence, because as a grown man, that ain't the move. But that leads me to my next point. The one thing we cannot have is violence. That's intolerable. We cannot have that. You know, so when I see people talking about, oh, when I see so-and-so, I'm going to run up on them. I don't care if you're 1,000% right. In that case, you're wrong. Because it's not a mature thing to do, right? We all carrying guns, right? It's just not a mature or safe thing to do. B, every time you walk out your house, you represent much more than just you.
Yeah.
Right.
You represent gun owners, you represent Black people or white people or Asian people or whatever you are. You represent, you know, your church, you represent your employment. And in this situation with us, we are representatives of what Black men should be and what Black women should be, especially when it comes to dealing with violence. So you know what? The reason I don't entertain it is because I don't know where everybody's threshold is. I know where mine is. I don't know where everybody else's is. And the last thing I want, you want to talk about a nightmare? The last thing I will want is for somebody that just disagrees with me to run up on me and do something that is going to cause me to fear what I'm going to do to them. That's the last thing I want. And that's the last thing any of us should want. So to answer your question, brother, no, and stay away from each other. You can be cordial, right? I will never let a man know I got a, man, you crazy. I've seen people before that I know they say a crazy issue about me online or whatnot, you know, because I don't respond, but it don't mean I don't see it. I got, man, trust me, I get every message, right? And there's been some people that's didn't talk, they look crap, and I'll be in the same room with them, and I'll speak to them to make them uncomfortable. You ain't gonna make me uncomfortable in no room I walk in, and I hope everybody carries that energy with them. Everybody should have that energy. I'm gonna go in the room at any time with my head up straight and my voice strong. And look, bro, I can look at you. Now I got no problems with either one of you gentlemen, but say if I did, you know, I'm man enough to be like, bro, we just don't rock. But you know what? I'm still not gonna put my mouth on you, Pauls, in a negative manner. I'm not gonna go around disparaging you and talking down on you. Hey man, we just don't rock, bro. So we neutral. Somebody asks if they know you. Hey, I know, bro. What you know about him? I don't really kick it with him like that. I really don't have enough insight. Maybe you got to go check out his channel. Done.
That's me, man. It take a lot of maturity to get to that point. That's one thing I don't like is when you want to pull each other down, especially in this space. It's hard enough as it is, and you don't want to be pulling others down. So I'm with you on that, bro. That was dope. That is dope. I think you just hit a lot of people over the head with that one.
You sure did.
Now, I think that there's different levels in this space. So there's brothers like yourself that people could never lay out the list of things that you do that never see a camera. Then you got people that everything they do is behind a camera, right? Where it's strictly entertainment, or like you spoke earlier, popularity, or and I don't knock that. Whatever your hustle is, if that's how you get to it, you get to it. Then you got tactical guys who just love the art of shooting and being at the range, and they not YouTubers or Instagrammers. That's just what they love to do. You got your instructors, they're not really familiar with the cameras or whatever. How big are the voices of those that primarily entertain? You know, they just, you know, because you have a voice in this space, but KD ain't the guy that has the social media numbers. However, he has a social media presence, not presence, an industry presence. Right? He has a voice in this industry. How do you separate that? Like, I know what I'm trying to ask. I don't know.
I get the gist of it. So there's one thing that I've been saying for a few years now, man, that, you know, is important to me. with the work that I've been doing with real people in real life for so long, when people ask me that, I get asked that question quite a lot. And my response is this: there are social media influencers, and then there are influencers that happen to be on social media.
That was dope.
And nothing against the brothers that rock it out and do it big with the numbers. I am that crowd in that picture is 5,000 people. That's where I like to show up. Now, do I own some culpability in the reason why my numbers aren't necessarily bigger? Yeah. You know what, man? I get into a dip where I'm so focused. I got this 6'6", 270-pound 18-year-old that I just got to senior prom, or just about to turn 18 and on his way to the Air Force. Once again, I'm hyper focused on getting my son where I never got. So I got other things to be doing. Now, when it comes to social media itself, there is a game that is being played in many circumstances. So if you go try to look me up right now, I'm shadow banned. I've been shadow banned for 4 years. I don't even know what it's like not to be shadow banned, right? It's just a fact. I'm shadow banned. So when people were like, oh yeah, man, but you ain't got the numbers with so-and-so and so-and-so, I'm like, hey, you know what? Factual. And kudos to them, because I don't never want nobody thinking I'm hating on them. But here's the thing. When I have people that say that in a negative manner, I'd be like, the difference between me and you is every last one of them cats that you were pointing to with the millions of followers, I got their number. The CEOs of the companies that we are trying to, do business with, I got pictures where I'm sitting in their office at their desk. I move in a different manner. Now, do I want to have more fun and get into the creative space? Sure. Am I going to be doing that this year? Absolutely, especially on YouTube. That's the reason. Now I can do it, though, because guess what? I got my own range. So now it's easier for me to go out and do stuff and have fun doing that. But I had to work my ass off of this camera to get the range. So to me, it's everybody has a position to play. I'm not here necessarily to have 5 million followers. I appreciate my position to make sure you do. That's what I look at. I'm not trying to be the centerpiece of everything. Oh, I got all the followers. Oh, I'm gonna give you this. That's cool. Now, do I wish I had more? Sure, man. I'm 50,000, 56,000 on IG. I don't even do stuff on YouTube until this year, but I think I got 12,000 people sitting over there. Facebook, it's about 110,000 collectively all around. But every time I try to do something else, I get banned. See, I don't just get banned before guns. I get banned because of my message. Right? So when people are like, oh, man, you ain't got the followers. Well, yeah, when you have Joanne Reed on MSNBC attacking you on television, right? And the social media networks, and the social media networks get a hold of it. Then they start shadow banning you and blocking you. You can say that. Now, this is what you have to ask yourself. Why is it that somebody that has a message, and this isn't 100% across the board, I just want you to think about this. Why is it that when somebody has a message that supports America, that supports the Black community, and is delivering it in a way that is digestible for so many Americans, even if they want to challenge it, they come with an articulate conversation behind it. Why is it? And then he's a professional with a gun. Make no doubt about it. I do this. This is what I do. It's what I do. So why is it that when this guy speaks, we shadow ban him, but the person that has only influence on perpetrating the stereotypes is amplified?
Right.
So that's probably what you should be asking yourself. And it does not mean that we are talking negative about anyone. It just means if you guys do a thing and you're doing it because, hey, this is what's going to get people over here. And then when I get them here, I'm going to give them some game, right? So I'm going to do what I got to do to get them in here. Then when they get here, I got them and I'm going to get them right. And then you got me and I'm out here, preaching the gospel, challenging politicians, doing all the things. And then the next thing you know, you get 3 million and I get stuck at 20,000.
Right.
There might be a reason behind that. Right. And so what I like to explain to brothers too is you have to understand this. All of us have our different skill sets. Like I said earlier, we got different things that we do, different things that we're good at. Some brothers are really good with entertaining people when they shoot guns. I'm a beast when it comes to you keeping your damn gun rights in the first place. So when people are like, but you don't do it like so-and-so, I'm like, look, man, and I've had to explain this to young Black men when they get to talking too crazy. brother, I don't think you understand. If you're going back to the Reverend Ken Blanchard, to Argo J, to Colin Noir, to Maj, to me, and some other brothers that's been behind the scenes really pushing, Iggy out of Chicago with you. If it weren't for brothers like us, y'all wouldn't have guns in your hand. Wouldn't nobody be checking for you. And that's just a fact. Civil rights leaders can't look at MLK and go, oh, he wasn't nothing. And then we have a tendency to be real disrespectful. Oh, because of the numbers, you ain't got the impact of this. Look, brother, don't try to get me to say something to talk negative about that man, because I'm not. I'm about to talk negative about you and your mentality, right? But it's brothers that have been pushing it and doing it for a long time. Man, you fail to realize I'm not tripping as much, even though I do. Don't get me wrong. I still want my numbers to go up. I'm not tripping as much about what's happening in front of that camera, brother, because I'm trying to be in this boardroom to make sure when you walk in here a year later, they ain't looking at you lopsided and crazy, and they're not viewing you through their bias and stereotypes. That's the path I want to blaze. Yeah. So when you sit down, you talking, sponsorships that include a little bit of product, right? And that's cool, right? Everybody does. Still to this day, people with millions of followers still get sponsored just for product. I'm not saying that's bad. That happens.
That's a fact. That happens.
But people are still wanting to argue with me when they having them comments about, oh, you ain't got the following so-and-so guy. Oh, this. And I don't even talk bad about people. So it's just people trying to get you to say something bad. I'm like, you know what? That's crazy that you would do that. Hey, do me a favor. Consider this. If my goal is to see everybody else win, and I want to make sure that 2-3 years later, when they walk in the room already been in, that room has been conditioned for them. And then when they go after their sponsorships, right? Hopefully they got a mission. Because I take my sponsorships and I go back and I feed kids with it. Miss me with the numbers. Yeah. Right? You can see me on IG putting shoes on kids' feet before they can go to school. You can keep, if it takes me feeding 10 kids for 100,000 followers, keep them. I don't need the followers. I'm gonna feed the kids, right? But you're out here talking about what's getting followers, popularity. I'm about a purpose. And in my purpose, I promise you this. If you understand your value as an individual, I promise you this. Over half of the individuals that have, let's just call it 10 times the following I do, their checks don't look like mine. And the ones who checks look way different than mine, oh, you best believe I'm in class when I'm with them. All right, so let's what
right. What you do?
What's this move over here you did? Oh, okay. Hey man, I saw your marketing employee. I see you moved your crowd like this, and then you hit them with this move here. Like I peeped the game. What's the end goal? Oh man, what the end goal was to, I was looking at the analytics, and we had to do a little shock value, so we had to bring our audience up. So when we got them engaging about 7.9% over what they normally engage, and then we make sure we hit them with the marketing product right at the right time, that gave us an increase of 1.5% on that product. But when you look at the return on that, if I can get that 1.5 to say between 1.5 and 3.4, because you look at the average conversion being about 4.2, that's going to bring me another 60 or 70 that year. So that was the move. See, I'm trying to, we absorbing game totally different over here. So the brothers that are even doing it at a high level, the levels that I haven't achieved, man, you best believe, hey, man. Hey, matter of fact, here, drink some more. Keep talking. What's wrong with you? I'm trying to get all the game I can get because I understand that we all got special gifts, man. So that's how I feel about that, man. If you want to win, you will listen to people that's winning. If you want to, if you want to just talk bad about each other, man, and be like, oh, so-and-so ain't got these followers. Brother, look, followers are great. I don't want nobody to think I'm hating. Followers are awesome. That's people with eyes on you. Look, man, I can tell you that if this all went away today, we have raised and generated, not from our numbers, from numbers reported to us for Train and Learn, right at $3.1 million for small businesses. I'm cool. I'm cool. We have fed through Aiming for the Truth well over 100 kids. I'm cool. When I worked with the NFL and did their All Pro Dad program and then kept going after the relationship with the NFL ended, we put 122 fathers back in the lives with their children. and gave them skill sets about how to be dads. I'm cool. Yeah. I got my son who never had to see a clucker or a crackhead or whatever y'all call them nowadays. He ain't never had to dodge no gunshots. Well, he did survive a school shooting. So outside of that, he ain't have to grow up with the environment I grew up. He ain't have to grow up with an absent father. I'm cool, man. I got this young little black woman in my house. My little baby girl, man. You talking about followers? I look at my little baby girl. My baby girl is set to graduate high school 2 weeks after she turns 16. She's an accelerated student in school. I'm cool, man. I'm cool. I got 4 cars outside, all paid for. I'm cool. Ain't none of my guns on credit cards. I'm cool. I'm good over here. I'm good. I snuggle up next to a woman every night that's building this family with me. I'm good. And on top of that, I let my nuts hang when it comes to speaking up for the Second Amendment and black people in that space. I'm cool. So you can have the followers. What you gonna do with them? Because I can have 5 million people and not do nothing with them and never leverage them and never do nothing positive for us. But you want to, oh, well, man, you just hating, big bro. Yeah, I'm hating enough. But this game got me 40 acres of land. You want to talk about ownership? It got me 40 acres of land to pour back into my community, and nobody can take it from us. So
I love it, man.
Hope you know how to leverage whatever you got. It can be 2 followers. I hope you know what you're doing.
So you said something, and you said this word probably, I wasn't counting, but at least 30 times since you've been talking. The word sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that I think separated me early on was starting to learn to understand the business. I started meeting brothers like yourself, started running into guys like Roy Hill and Phil Smith and people like that who were willing to sit down with me and open up about different directions that I would be able to go in, by understanding that what we've been able to build as far as a channel here is more of a community than follower base, right? So you have a community of people that really rock with you. That's why we're able to do the event. Hold on, bro. I'll be back. Something real weird just happened. KD, I hope you don't judge me after this, man.
No, I'm about to, because I know what you're about to do. Go ahead.
Appreciate that, man. Good looking out, bro. Appreciate that, Villain Trucker, man. Those memberships definitely help. I appreciate y'all. So, man, y'all make me lose my train of thought. I get to talking serious, and then they get me. So sponsorships, and then getting a lot of game from guys who really get it, teaching me the game, understanding that there's a community here to talk to. Because I would always tell them, like, man, I'm not out here. It was never really my thing to be a voice. It was really my thing to be somebody that would be relatable in the space, right? So what got me on the YouTube stuff with I was always fascinated with guns for whatever odd reason. And then I would just watch people on YouTube trying to learn something, and then the terminology and all the other stuff would go over my head. I'd be like, hold on, man, what the hell are you talking about? I don't get it. And then you'd be like, why it ain't just a dude on YouTube somewhere that's just gonna talk to me normal? Like, it got to be more people out here thinking like I think.
Mm-hmm.
That was my whole thing. I need to be on here, give the people somebody that they can just relate to and talk to on a regular basis. The live stream started because this is just the old cat in me. The live stream started because I would put up content and people would leave comments, but I could never respond in real time. Mm-hmm. So it made me want to do something where I can talk to people like we're doing right now. Somebody can ask me a question, or they could come up on the panel and we can talk in real time. But over time, we've built a pretty strong community, mm-hmm. which I started to learn. And nobody really outside of the guys that I named for you, and that wasn't early on. That came after I kind of started to figure it out, which was sponsorship is a real thing, because you don't make a lot of money off AdSense when you don't have a big channel.
Right.
So it's really hard to survive in the space. You need somebody to believe in you and help you, but you need to give them something to believe in. Mm-hmm. You know, so what are your strengths? What makes it worth working with you? Like, I wanted to learn the business of this thing. So I don't mind, you know, getting with guys like yourself and picking your brain and asking a question or two, or, you know, people that's experienced success. And then I started to learn, I meet people that have crazy followers and don't know 30% of the business that I've captured over the last few years. You know what I'm saying? They leave so much out there because they don't understand the business of it. You know, you ran up followers real fast, but now you can't really, they're not really engaging with you. They just kind of come and watch your content, and it just is what it is. Even when we do this meetup, that's why I'm excited to have you out there so you kind of see what it is and what I mean by it. The award show, I kind of hit you about that when we were in Vegas, and I was telling you the reason I did the award show, because I wanted to give our creators a shot. I didn't necessarily want to make it just the Black award show, but I needed to see creators in this space, in my own mind, be recognized, because they don't. And so many of them had never been recognized and still haven't to this day. Now we have a platform and a place that we can go do it. And then I get that same thing where you'd be like, oh man, they're gonna go to RGG range day. And I'd be like, nah, man, I don't have a range. It's not a range day. There's a range day involved, but it's not a range day. It's really one of the only places that we have in our community where we can give flowers to these content creators who putting in the work. We have places like Train and Learn where you can go and get skill set to learn how to be a successful content creator. These things are not range days, but they don't get the, I guess it's hard to get the explanation out there. Why would somebody, somebody come to me and be like, hey man, you gonna check out KD event? Well, when you say KD event, you're not telling me anything. It sounds like just another one of whatever's going on.
Yep.
But if you say you're gonna go to Train and Learn, the workshop that KD do is crazy. You can learn this, man. It's a few days. It's way different from anything you ever seen. He gonna introduce you to the people, put you in the right place. Man, that made that different. Are you gonna go to a regular GunTube Awards, man? Listen, it's gonna be a lot of content creators there. This is where the content creators are getting the flowers. It's a great place to network. If you guys wanted to either get content together, network, have fun. We get spiffy. We do a sneaker ball. We make it a whole lot of fun. And we're trying to bring more companies out for the same purpose, that you would be able to link up with these companies and learn more. But I think you take it to a whole nother level because you're teaching them how to talk to them, what to say, what to look for. But a lot of these content creators just don't see that part of it. And I'm watching the guys who done experience stuff like Train and Learn. They don't even have the biggest followers, and they doing better business than bigger YouTubers.
You know what's more important when you think about framework for structure of an entity, right? So a business, every business has one thing in common. Every business is a narcissist. Businesses have personalities. Every business is a narcissist, right? It's about self first. Well, even when it comes to being about self first, that business in the framework would say, you know what? I could potentially blow up, right? But what's best for me? Because it's a narcissist. If I blow up with 1 million people, just for round numbers, and I don't capture 2% of what I could have out of those million, I'm gonna lose. But if I put this nice framework and get my business, get my foundation right, if I capture 50% of 2,000, that's much better, right? So that narcissistic mentality, based off the personality of that business and their goals, will tell them you want to get the framework right. And I tell everybody, I'm not telling you to come and train, learn, because I promise you, you are going to do the thing, right? Because everybody ain't gonna make it. Everybody, some cats you see get to the NBA, they never make it off the bench. You know what I mean? Like, but it's about being okay with what you are doing. Yeah. And because sometimes you get exposed to stuff, you're like, you know what, man, this other stuff I got going on in my life, I must do this, but I'm only going to do it to this level because I don't want to make that investment, right? I'm glad that I know now that that's what it takes. The other thing that people have to realize, going back to your, people be like, hey, you just going to KD thing, or man, you just going to, RG thing, and treating it like a thing. Same things. These are perfect programs. And you have to, but that's that small-minded ignorance that we live in. and this is when I say people don't like accountability. You are so, and I don't say ignorant trying to call you a name. The true definition of the word ignorant, you are so ignorant about your own people that you think the only thing they are capable of doing is standing in a line mag dumping. You have that much belief in your own people that you believe that is the extent of what they are qualified to do. I am one of the few training counselors in this country that look like us. I certify instructors. There's a brand new program coming out that I just went through the training for a week ago. Going to be brand new, launched across the nation. I am a trainer of trainers for that program, which means I got to perform at a pretty decent level. You get what I'm saying? So when for you to, even when it comes to the gun in hand, you think the extent of who we are and our capabilities is standing in a line, mag dumping and flagging people with muzzles? That's the extent of who we are? I'm cool with you saying we do it. Cool. But that's the extent. And when you go talking about events and things, you never think about us as business. You never think about us as articulate. You keep thinking about us as end game consumers. I'm trying to turn you into owners. You keep this mentality of, oh, we just going to show up at the line. We just going to dump some rounds. It's going to be cool. I'm going to put it on the gram. Brother, how many? It's easy. And I'm not saying it's not a part of who we are. I'm not saying that. But for you to believe that's the extent of who we are. So I can't throw an award show where people can put on their finest to come in and show their swag and show what people look like when they ain't on the range and give love and recognition to people that's out there doing hard work that maybe ain't nobody else paying attention to. And then get you out on the range we can laugh, enjoy. And if you make you a hookup here, that's cool. Do your thing. I can't do that. I can't bring you into a space to say, hey, man, I'm looking at you and boom, this could be better about you. Let me put you in the room. I have trained and learned the very first one. There were 4 millionaires in the room. 4 of them. I'm trying to give you game in such a different way. And all you can do is compare that to a range thing? Yeah. All you can do is say, oh, no, I'm going to so-and-so event. Go to them all. I'm not looking at anybody bad because they showed up at this event, your event, and then they came to my event. And look, money is exactly. You can only make it to certain things, right? Prioritize what's important to you that year. Hey, you know what? This year it's about my professional development. Next year it's going to be about showing love and support. So I'm gonna organize. Hey, maybe this year is my year of training. So I'm gonna go ahead and focus on training. And now I'm gonna say something that I was gonna save to the very end, but I think we might be getting there. So I'm gonna show people what love and support look like. And you don't even know I'm about to say this. I'm gonna show people what love and support look like when you acknowledge and recognize people for their individual strengths and prove to you that we can be in alignment. And we are, hear me, people, we are much more than mag dumpers. We got so much swag. Everything we touch get better. Everything, man. Everything we put our hands on get better. Music, fashion, cars, everything. And so for you to believe the extent, we can't be educators. We can't come, and that ain't nobody else doing that to us but us. Right. So we can't come in and be educators. We can't come in and say, damn, I got a brother that does this. And then I can recognize my brother Phil Smith for doing this, my man Argo J for doing this, my man Black Rambo for doing this, my man Coleon for doing this, my man Maj Sheree for doing this. You know, we can't give individual people their flowers without thinking that we gotta compete. See, the problem with y'all is you don't understand the difference between competing and complimenting. I'm not here to compete with my brothers. I'm trying to figure out how I can compliment you, fam. And so here's what I'm going to do to compliment in one way to show the difference. Because I'm so tired of this small-minded mentality of, oh my God, I can only do one thing and I can't support this and that. But if you're ignorant enough to think that all we can do is mag up on the line, once again, I'm not saying nothing's wrong with that. But if you're saying that's the extent of it, you don't know shit about guns. Let me just say that. And 2, here's my thing. So for everybody that goes to the regular Gun Guy Awards this year, for everybody that goes, you're going to pay a certain amount on your admission ticket. All right. That amount that you pay on your admission ticket, and this only applies to Atlanta. I'm going to say it again. It only applies to Atlanta. But I'll even include Train and Learn in it. But it only applies to classes in Atlanta, and I will include Train and Learn. Whatever you spend on the ticket going to that man's event, I will deduct from you training with me.
Wow.
I didn't know he was gonna say that.
Right.
So I'm gonna show you what love is. I'm gonna show you what support is. So if you go to his event, now remember, you got to be in the business of guns for Train and Learn. Like, you got to have a channel, you got to be making something. You got to be doing something, right? Otherwise, it's gonna be a waste of your time. Something. It ain't got to be huge. It just got to be something.
Yeah.
So if you spend $100 on a ticket, I'm just gonna say, spend $100 on a ticket. That means you spend $300 coming to Train and Learn. If you spend $100 on a ticket and you sign up for one of my level 1 classes in Atlanta, then that class is now from $250 to $150. So whatever you spend is going to have an automatic credit with me. So all you got to do is let me know, show me the proof of your ticket. I'm going to verify with my man. And if everything lines out, you'll get the credit the same day.
That's dope as hell, man.
I don't know what to speechless, man.
Hell, man.
Wow.
Bro, I'm putting Train and Learn on my schedule for sure, 100%, bro. I just feel like it's something I need to be a part of, man. Because I'm always trying to be a sponge and learn and just pick up on more game. Like, I've been big on trying to, build relationships and meet more people, but I be wanting to meet the right people. That's the whole thing to me. And then you'll see, man. I bet y'all whoever didn't know this brother, glad you know him now, man. And then you get to kick it with him when we get to the meetup. Or if you go to Train and Learn, you get to kick it with him. So that's right. 2 times.
I'll be at both. And I want people to understand this too, man. I don't care enough about who likes me. I just don't. I don't. And it's not because I think I'm better than Dow. Man, can you imagine your life if you did everything based off what that person said? Okay, now you like me. And then you got to do what they say. And then you lose control of yourself trying to please everybody else. Right.
Ooh, that was
so
facts.
It's impossible to do, which is why I had to let it go and I don't care. But what I do care about is our success. What I do care about is the Second Amendment. What I do care about is the American people. What I do care about is civil rights. What I do care about is all these people in our communities that need help. Now, granted, I come from an urban environment, but if somebody from the farm say that they need to learn how to read and write, we doing that too. So when people get to hit me with, oh man, the followers, brother, we are opening a piece of land where we are going to teach people reading, writing, and financial literacy. You think I give a fuck about a follower? I'm trying to get these people to understand what credit is. I'm trying to get people to understand that, now when I pick up a gun, I understand the equity in which I'm protecting, because until I met this brother or went through this program, I didn't even have equity in my life. I had no value. What value? Oh, but now that I got value, now that I understand how to keep myself under control, now that I understand, consequences, and I went through this civics class out here, and these brothers then taught me how to, put my hands in the earth and become one with the earth and do something a little bit different and how to avoid conflict. And they done made me lethal and dangerous. Now I understand what the gun is for. And now I get it. So we trying to build human equity and then arm them to protect that equity. I'm trying to see brothers like you win, man. I ain't never wanted to see nobody fail. I'm trying to see everybody win, because I want to be 65, 70 years old with the full gray, and we all sitting back with our legs crossed, smoking a nice cigar, saying, look at them young boys. Look at them young boys doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want, but I want people to be free in the process. And I want them to understand that we ain't got to just be a consumer. I want them to understand that we are building a legacy of freedom, man. You have people that literally died for us to have this right. Every other group out here talking about gun control, ain't nobody got a stake in that like us.
That's right.
Nobody. Gun control predates the establishment of the United States of America via slave codes. So even when the Second Amendment rolled around, your black ass still couldn't own a gun.
Right.
Right? So it's understanding how to bring that history forth and understand what we are living for. You do understand, just 40 years, well, not 40, 50 years ago, you still can go certain places to eat. And you talking to me about followers? You do realize that there are people still right now that are putting themselves in position to do you wrong. We just had a KKK member elected to a city office in Oklahoma, and you want to talk to me about followers?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? We just had a racist white dude break a black man's jaw at SHOT Show. And you want to talk to me about followers? We still got politicians trying to put us in the pole position to make sure when our black asses touch guns, we get caught up on the technicality, but we can go away. And I keep telling people, man, a gun is one of two things, brother. And you know, it's one of two things. It is either a tool of freedom or a tool of oppression.
Mm-hmm.
It is one of two things. That is it. So while I acknowledge and I applaud all the great creators, all of them that have amassed these amazing followings and are doing the right thing, having a good time and living their life and loving the life. I get it. I know I am like, and I don't mean that sarcastically, like, hey, man, hey, yo, let your boy hip, something I can do for you. Like, I'm with it. But at the same time, in the balance of that conversation, I ain't coming for numbers. I came here for a purpose. I came here to drive change, right? Because this is way deeper than rap, man. It's way deeper than rap. You're thinking this is simple. This ain't simple. This game we playing ain't simple. So you can keep trying to say that, oh yeah, KD, well, I respect you when you get, you at least got to come with 500,000 followers. But I'm the one that's making sure that these politicians ain't putting 500,000 years in front of your fucking life. Right? So we need to understand and respect that everybody's got their lane. Let everybody live and breathe in their lane. Stop competing and compliment. If you do have 1 million followers or you got access to somebody with 1 million followers that maybe I don't know, and you're like, yo, brother, the audience could use this message, then make the connect. The only reason that you don't see me on more platforms with millions and millions and millions of followers is because I have made it very clear that ain't what I'm about. So yeah, the numbers in my phone, and I'm chopping it up with all these cash. Every time you go to a show, you can see me with them, right? Mm-hmm. Because they understand that ain't what I'm there for. But trust me, anytime I wanted to if I showed you my DMs right now, literally the largest YouTuber that does guns is in my phone, in my DMs all the time. If I wanted to be on this channel, okay, I fly to you. Okay, we gonna done. I'd rather go feed a kid. Because right now it's a kid in Bankhead that's trying to figure out, like, damn, where my next meal gonna come from. I'm trying to figure out how I can get this range built. So not only can everybody come, white people, Asian people, Hispanic people, all the people can come to Greenwood, but I'm trying to make sure that my black people ain't got to keep reporting back that every time I go to the damn range, I'm getting these crazy ass looks. Because ain't nobody gonna look at you crazy on my land. So I got a safe haven for you, baby. Come on down and run your guns. Come on down and run your guns. You're gonna do it right. But you ain't got to worry about being intimidated. You ain't got to worry about the nasty looks. You ain't got to worry about the bad service. You ain't got to worry about nothing like that. So this is way deeper than what people try to make it. So when people come to me just simply, man, the followers, the clout. I'm not knocking it, but I ain't got to chase it because my heart don't get up looking for followers. My heart, brother, every time when you ask me the question you asked me at SHOT Show, I stood flat-footed and talked to you.
Yeah. Because
that's where my heart's at. If somebody actually stops me and they got something legit to say or a legit question or even just a comment toward me, okay, now I'm cool because that's what I'm here for, right? Now, when you start coming to me with that BS, when you start talking malarkey, when you start trying to say, oh, you just like, oh, so-and-so, man, y'all cooning out here and you doing this and you doing that, cooning. Who you talking to? That's so disrespectful. It's disrespectful because you don't understand how to apply it. So I'm disrespected by the fact you don't know how to properly disrespect me. What are you saying? Conan? What do you mean? What is that? Because I promise you, and most of your audience don't know this, and I'm gonna get off my high horse, man. When you gentlemen own guns, right? And so do the audience. Everybody's probably got a gun. Most people here got at least one gun, right?
Yeah.
So, not a trick question, I promise. When you bought your last brand new gun, right? Or the gun that came with the box, right? Maybe it was used and you opened it. What do you have inside the box? What's in
there? Manual, a lock, something from the ATF. In general, that's what's in there. Maybe cleaning kit, holster,
Yeah. Look, maybe you get a couple of accessories they threw in there for you.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Nothing against it, right? 2018. So this is for everybody that says that, gentlemen like me, because I'm not the only one, but people like me are cooning. Okay. So in 2018, if you have not been to SHOT Show, it really won't make a lot of sense. But SHOT Show, especially before COVID, 80,000 people, right? And there are all kind of people, especially back then, that you can go hear speak, on certain stages, this and that. In 2018, I launched the product. That product was called The Truth. Mm-hmm. And I can't show it to you here because it's YouTube, but you can Google it. Kevin Dixie, The Truth handgun. It'll come right up. The Truth was the first and only gun in American history that when you opened the case, it told the story of the slaughter of Black Americans in this country. Yep. And why we have guns in the first place. It tells it in an artistic form, thanks to Carolina Custom Foam, my man J&L Machining, Wayne Hammer Customs, myself put this project together, right? That case tells you a story. When you move it, it's multi-layered. When you move it, it's giving you more of the history of what happened to us. So we tell the story of Rosewood, 1923. We tell the story of Tulsa, Oklahoma in 1921. We tell the story of the East St. Louis riots, and then we do something over Harriet Tubman, right, to cover the Underground Railroad. We are giving you the story. It's the first handgun in history that ever represented us. So you get all that stuff we named. The machine is great. High quality machine. Remanufactured off the VP9 platform. The gun is legally called The Truth. So when people are like, oh, I want to know guns. Yeah, I made one. I get it. It's legally called The Truth. That's the name of the gun. It's got all the swag. I don't even want to go over the mechanical aspects of it because I do guns, right? But the machine is great. But the machine, what was important? The story behind it. We sold 49 of those. And I was able to move 49 of those guns with no marketing. Except for at SHOT Show was my biggest marketing piece. When at SHOT Show, I shut down an entire corridor. Presenting that gun, hundreds of people stopped. Hundreds of them. And I presented that gun at SHOT Show where there are barely any Black people, because out of 80,000, it might be, even if it's 1,000 of us.
Yeah.
This is the coon talking to you. I shut down that show and presented that gun at that show to bring Black people into the space, to tell our story, to give the history that everybody likes to ignore. And I brought that in a gun format. And when that gun went across the country being delivered to FFLs, when they got to open the case and check it in for people, you don't think they were Googling? Right. You don't think they were asking? So that gun by itself educated millions of people about our struggle. Even to the people that didn't buy it, they was just looking at the videos. Millions of people to the struggle of us, even introducing us to our own struggle. Mm-hmm. That's the coon that you're talking to. And until your Black ass decide to do something to sacrifice yourself for the love and respect of your people and where they come from, you might want to keep my damn name out your mouth. You don't deserve to speak my name. You ain't sacrificed enough. You ain't stood up enough. You ain't been called nigger enough. You ain't put enough energy out there. You ain't been in a room to be a training counselor where don't nobody else look like you. Years ago, you ain't done that because somebody had to bring us these certifications. But we can be comfortable and relatable to certain people. And we can respect that they do it at a high level. I didn't see your Black ass on the cover of Time magazine talking to the world about us. You know the reason they put me in that collage of great people? The reason why they put me dead center and they told me was because of what I said. And the fact that I had the balls to say it. That's why I'm dead center on the cover of Time magazine. My gun is also the first gun that's being submitted that tells our story to the gun museum. To where hundreds of years later, you'll still be able to walk in that museum and see that gun hanging up next to that mural. That's the truth.
Mm-hmm. Patrick said that was 8 years ago, he said.
Yep, 2018. So this is, and look at those beautiful Black people around it.
Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
Like, so don't come to me with the disrespect. Like I said, you ain't done enough. You ain't sacrificed enough. You ain't put enough on the line. And you haven't learned how to walk into those rooms and represent your swag and your people and your beautiful melanin and let them know that you in the space, but at the same time be able to handle business and respect who they are and the fact that they got a story to tell too. And listen to them and open up your heart to them and hear what they got to say and give them the freedom and the leverage to understand you and ask the tough questions. You ain't been involved in enough conversations that can push this game forward. I ain't seen you on Capitol Hill speaking there. I ain't seen you in politicians' offices. My phone rings from political parties all the time. There is somebody running for president right now that I'll be advising on Second Amendment issues. I don't see you doing it. So for you few individuals out there that like to speak, because I'll never speak yours. Never. But trust me, your messages and your screenshots, and sometimes y'all say it in the comments yourself. They make it to me. I just, small things to a giant. But you ain't done enough. Because I'm not better than anybody. But I'll let my nuts hang on the fact that I sacrifice whatever I am for the greater of the people. So when you start speaking about names and you start talking about stuff in this space, you ain't got to highlight me. You don't owe me nothing. You don't owe me anything, but you will respect my fucking name. Because I've sacrificed enough. My family has taken enough death threats. I've been in enough uncomfortable rooms. I've done enough to pave the way for people in the future. I put out a gun that represents us and tells our story. I've stood on the cover of countless magazines and told people about us. I've fought for mental health issues in this country. I've stood up against people trying to make more gun laws against you to put your black ass in jail. I've done enough for our community members to make sure that they can stay away from the legal way to do things, man, and do this the right way. I've done that. And I've sacrificed numbers on social media to do that. And I've sacrificed money out of my own pocket. Find me another firearms instructor that's gave over $110,000 away in free classes that teaches at my level. Closest to it is Maj. Maj might actually have more. Hey, no, you're not putting in the work like me, fam. Cute videos. Keep them coming. But you're not putting in the work like me. And I welcome anybody that want to change that and want to get the work going. Shit, let's get it popping, baby. But when you speak my name, you don't owe me nothing. You ain't got to glorify me. That's cool. I can tell people all the time, man. You can say everything negative about me you want to say in the world. But I'm just going to tell you, man, my heart to yours, man. Every time I wake up, my baby girl says she loves me. About twice a week, she says, Dad, you're my hero. And I don't need nothing else. When I watch this 18-year-old boy graduating, heading off to the Air Force and telling me, Dad, thank you for the lessons. Thank you for everything you've done for me. Thank you for keeping us safe. When I got them talking to me like that, when I got the women in my family telling me, thank you for being a representation of a man. Thank you for standing strong. When I got people that are clicking my videos, hitting me up like, damn, bro. And I appreciate you getting out there because they slamming you in these damn private groups, boy. They at your neck. Yeah. No, oh shit. Got newscasters talking about you, trying to tear you down. But you still stood. You ain't found nobody yet. Even when NRA TV was a thing, I was on NRA TV talking about us. On the NRA, mate, go do that. Get what I'm saying? So you ain't done enough, puppy. You ain't done enough.
Talk that shit.
So I want to see everybody win. And I can compartmentalize very well. But when it comes to this game, forget the sponsorships. Forget the widgets. Forget all that. This game of freedom, it's much more than mag dumps. Now, should we be partying and having a good time with guns? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's much more than just mag dumps. Because there is somebody out there that's waiting to use your mag dump video to put your ass in federal prison. There is a politician waiting to make sure that magazine that you got is illegal. See what I'm saying? There are rules being passed that most of us ain't even going to research. But you want to disrespect the brothers that are trying to bring you that understanding in that game and that research. I saw you put up your video about Chicago gun laws, right? So you want to disrespect the brothers that are trying to give you that game, that research, that knowledge, that insight. You want to disrespect them because you can make cute videos with purple and pink guns? Because anytime I decide to get on a range issue, I'm going to hurt your fucking feelings.
Yeah.
So I can play your game too. Let's see you come play mine.
My man. Hey, man. Boy, I can't wait to see what the hell that speech gonna be like.
You're right. I
The
can't
war
wait.
school, boy. Shit, this was it. No, hey, man, listen. This means a lot to me for you to slide through here and talk to people. And sometimes we need to hear that, man. We need to hear them tough conversations. And I think, to me, what makes it dope, or even doper than what it actually is the fact that this brother is really in the rooms.
Right.
I ain't lying, man, because I thought I was plugged. I thought I was really doing something. You know, I'm pulling up. I think I know this person, man. Man, he be over there. They trying to find him. Hey, KD, what's up? What? Damn, this one know every goddamn. I got to get to KD. I'm messing with all the wrong people. I remember messing with it. Listen to this, y'all. True story. I remember meeting a marketing company for the first time in my little short career. Lady walks up to me and she goes, "Regular gun guy." I'm like, "Yeah." She said, "I heard so many cool things about you, and people keep telling me I need to meet you, and I really want to work with you. You know, I want to introduce you to some people. I'm gonna tell you, I was at Iraq veteran." And then she's like, "If you got a minute, just come and walk with me real quick." And we go around the corner, whatever. She's gonna try to introduce me to some companies or whatever. And then she says, and we see KD. I've never met him before. Never met him in my life. She's walking me to a company, and she just stopped. She's like, "Do you know this guy?" I'm like, "No." She's like, "Kevin Dixie, you don't know him." And it's almost like she was disappointed in me because I didn't know him at the time. She's like, no, you guys have got to meet. Like, no, he's like the most awesome person ever. Like, I'm talking about, this is Jen I'm talking about. I don't know if you, what was Jen's last name?
What was the company?
She was working.
Oh, hold on. You talking about my girl Jen Jakes?
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's my baby there. Yeah.
So, and I was like, that was my first time meeting. They was just speaking so highly of you, like, man, I'm like, damn, I guess I do need to know who this dude is, man. And then what I would see, and this true story, all those big YouTubers that we watch and we've been watching for years, they all gathered around KD like he calling the play.
Come here, baby.
Real talk. And I ain't making that up. They be gathered around him like he running the play and shit. Like, it's like damn, man, I ain't never met that guy before. And they be knowing him. It's just a lot of guys who've been around this business for years, putting that work in.
Love you.
All right. But what we gonna do though, when we get down to Ohio, for sure, we gonna get to kick it with KD. You know, right now we working a little bit because we on the YouTube live. But boy, when we get down there, we gonna chill. We gonna really have a good time, and y'all gonna get to see the other KD, the regular, the father, the cool dude with the swag, chilling.
KD, I need to know what bourbon we need to have and what cigars, because you coming to my neck of the woods, so I need to know what we need to have so we can enjoy.
Well, you know, man, look, you can't go. Look, you can do some Angel's Envy. You know, you can get some Elijah Craig. That'll be the plug there.
Elijah Craig,
some Angel's Envy.
I don't know that.
Yeah, Elijah Craig is the black man's bourbon.
I got to start drinking.
Elijah Craig, yeah.
I feel like all the important people drink. I ain't gonna never be important until I start drinking.
All right,
look, I had to cut down, man. One way I was able to lose. One thing that I had to do was cut down on alcohol over the last 12 years to lose this weight I done lost. So you ain't doing nothing wrong. Have me a nice support. And with cigars, man, I mean, we can do. If you do some Valencia 146. 149, that'd be cool. Man, you could do
Valencia.
Don't say too much, bro, because he the type that'll just buy all of it. I didn't know which one to get, bro. I bought them all.
Yeah, Uncle Nearest. That's what I mean. Yeah, Uncle Nearest. Yeah.
Uncle Nearest. Okay.
Uncle Nearest. Yeah. You can do My Father's. You know, The Judge is a good one.
Okay.
You know, My Father's is a good one. El Jefe is another cool one. Anything Padron makes is awesome. Yeah.
Is the Truth still available for purchase, or is it done?
No, the Truth. So the Truth is it's done. We did the amount of them we needed to do. It's done. There are 2 that are on reserve that are the last ones that have been on reserve for about a year. But those people put their money down on it already, so we'll make those. But it's done, man. Those are done. Right. So we moved 49 of them. Now, this is what I mean by, I'll give you a little free game real quick. So anybody that's thinking about manufacturing a firearm, right?
All right.
Here's something, a little bit of free game. In a calendar year, you can move 49 of them. The moment you move 50, you have to pay an excise tax to the federal government, and it starts at about $20,000.
Okay.
All right. So it's just those little bitty things, and I might be saying it a little bit too simple. There's a little bit more that goes into it. So that's what kind of helped us set a limit. I wanted to limit the number of them anyway, but that absolutely put the limit. And I'm like, all right, well, I can do that because we were already taking a loss on the gun. I didn't make a lot of money on those guns whatsoever. My entire team took a hit. Right. That's another thing when people say about, man, you with the white people. That gun didn't happen if it wasn't for white people. Right. Even when it comes to my community outreach program. First of all, the numbers are real low. But most of the money donated, like high 80%, is white people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. My trainings are filled with white people.
Mm-hmm.
So you want me to sit around and not be who I am, because I do generally like hearing people, their stories, meeting them, laughing with them, high-fiving with them, having good conversation with them, and I don't care where they come from. But not only do you want me to sacrifice who I am, you want me to sit around and wait on your black ass to keep negotiating with me about how cheap you can get the class for you come out, and then you still don't show the hell up. Because you know somebody ain't never had a white person do that black people do to me all the time is try to negotiate my price.
That's the truth.
I had a white person yet to do that.
Now, now, this is the last question I'm going to ask you before we let this thing be over. For Train and Learn, what is the minimal qualification in terms of a person that will be interested in coming? Because I know I've seen quite a bit of interest out here, but I know it's going to be some people that may be looking to start YouTube channels, some people that are just starting, some people that have interest in being, content creators, maybe of a different sort or whatever. What's the minimum requirement? They have to be somewhere in the gun space, you said?
Yeah. So whatever, that's a very good question though. So if you are still considering starting a channel, you haven't started one, Train and Learn is not for you.
Okay.
Now, I don't want anybody to take that in a disparaging way, but Train and Learn is limited to 60 people and is limited to 60 professionals, and we need you to be doing it. Now, does it mean when you say minimum, do I care that you've been at it for 6 months and all you got is 500 followers on YouTube? Nope. I just need you to be doing it. Do I care that you just started making holsters and you've been making them for 7 months? You got a Facebook page? Oh, it's got 17 followers? I don't care. I just need to see that you got the presence, right? So that's literally all we're looking for. But if you are still talking about doing it, unfortunately, it's not really the right place. Now, if you do one thing and you're talking about doing other things, then that's cool. Yeah. But in full transparency, we want to make sure that people that are currently active have space, and then understand what our sponsors, they are expecting to show up and meet people that have businesses, right? So you just got to already be doing something. You own a firearms training company. I don't care that you only train concealed carry people at your local gun range. You're doing something. I just need to be able to see it. So, and just to let y'all know, like everything else that we do, somebody will always try to swag a jack. So there is, I'm not gonna say its name because I'm not gonna ever give it public recognition. But the year after Train and Learn, somebody else from a different space decided to look and say, "Oh, damn, that's a pretty suave ass idea." So they tried to mimic it, and I'll answer that question about Greenwood in a second. They tried to mimic it. And it's failing miserably. It's still alive though. But they decided, well, I'm giving it to you for $400. Theirs is literally 15 times more expensive.
Damn.
Literally.
Damn.
So when I tell you that between the 3 days, the workshops, the 3 meals, the bourbon and cigar pairing, the networking event, the giveaways, the prizes, the the people you're gonna meet, the fun you're gonna have, and the fact that we covering your required ammo. Come on, man.
Exactly.
I'm giving it away at cost. That's basically what the tickets are priced at.
We need to pull up the training line, bro.
I wanna. I'm
going. It's in the A.
You know how I do. You know how I do. So.
And when it comes to that question I see about is Greenwood open for everyday shooting? Unfortunately, no. So Greenwood is not set up for everyday shooting. That's a whole different kind of level of insurance and all the things. And I still have to protect Greenwood because it's a nonprofit. So Greenwood, for shooting, you're only there if you are under the guise of an instructor.
Okay.
Now, and I'll leave you with this because I know we got to go. Here's the other thing about Greenwood that a lot of people don't know, and it's probably on me because I should say it more. Greenwood is not just mine. So yes, we're doing all the community things, all the community outreach things as we stand these programs up. We'll have a few of the boys out there in April doing some cool things with them. Yes, there is shooting, right? Like the first bay I put in is 120 by 130 yards. Shooting is happening. Okay. There is shooting. What we're going to be adding in the next 2 to 3 years is, so let's just say it like this. You two guys are firearm instructors, right? And you're in the Atlanta area, right? Well, one thing you're going to have is like every other instructor have, unless they have land, is like, damn, where do I go to shoot? So in Atlanta, the one range that everybody can access that ain't hella far, you got to pay $400 a year, well, up to $600 a year to be a member. And then they want 30%, $30 per head or 30%, whichever is greater, of your overall take per student per class. So for example, I taught a class out there, it was $300 per student. I had 10 students, right? So I had to give them $300 for 8 hours of time. By that time that weekend was over, I had to give them $600 on top of the fact that I got to pay her to be there yearly.
Right.
Right. So what Greenwood is doing is for people that are really trying to do this. And when it comes to the firearm space, right? When they're really trying to do this, I am going to have 10 bays at Greenwood, 10 of them, that the instructor, so if you two guys are instructors and you're having a problem, or you run a business together, and you're like, well, cool, okay, it's the same distance. That range is an hour from Atlanta, well, 40 minutes to an hour, depending on which part of Atlanta you're coming from. Mine is minute to minute, the exact same distance, depending on which part of Atlanta you're coming from. So when you come out there, if you are running a firearms training business and you having a problem, you're like, damn, man, I'm paying, $800 on top of my $400 a month, and they over your head. You ever been to a range? Everything you do, they staring at you. Looking at everything, they bothering you all the damn time. You can't just teach your class without them interfering. They do that too. Well, with Greenwood, we're going to have 10 other bays carved out. You'll make a monthly donation to the nonprofit work, which you then can write off on your taxes. And when you make that monthly donation with a year agreement at a time, and I talk numbers with people that are serious about it. We talk offline about that. But you make that monthly donation, and that is your bay for that year. No, where do I go when I show up? Now you have a bay to run your business. You can put up your sponsors, you can set up your class, you can do everything because you have a bay and a place to run your business Monday through Sunday, sun up to sundown. So now you don't have to worry about, damn, when I get to the bay, where I go, or, oh, they breaking my bread, because once you make your donation, we're not in your pocket. That's everything else is yours. We're not trying to come over your shoulder. And then once you do that, then the land for those instructors and the people that are there doing the gardens and things like that, it is meant to be a sanctuary and a park. So we'll have walking paths, little picnic areas, spots where you can sit down. So as an instructor, when you're done with your students, break bread with them, man. Throw some on the grill. Sit down, eat with them, talk to them, light that bonfire. We want to make it that when you get there, you don't want to leave, right? We want you to be comfortable when you get there. And so that's another thing. So if I wanted to see people fail, why would I then open up my land for them to succeed?
All right.
Speaking of which, man, I would love to support Greenwood and bring the meet up there one year. I don't know, but it seems like, I don't know, that would be another conversation one day, because I'm trying to get to Atlanta with this thing eventually. Somebody, I know you're going to know somebody I can talk to.
What, in Atlanta?
We need to bring this meet up to Atlanta, man.
Yeah, we tried to.
We've tried
times now.
We've been trying.
You talking about the gun guy event?
Regular meetup, yeah. Been trying to bring it to Atlanta for the last couple of years, actually.
Say less. You're done. That's done. You can do it next year.
Y'all might have just heard it.
Right.
We might have just locked the location for next year, boy.
2025.
So
going down.
If you want to do it, we'll work out the details. The only thing that we can't, it's only one thing we can't do.
What can we do?
Only one thing we cannot do. And it's politics at play, and I'm working on the politics. But for right now, we are avoiding machine guns because of the politics at play. So while I work on that, that might change by next year, but I'm not counting on it. So like
that still ain't a deal breaker.
Yeah, no, one or two machine guns here and there ain't a bad thing, but when it constant fire, it's 40 acres of land, but you still got to work out the politics. But either way, yeah, this is what I mean. If you want to do the event in Atlanta, I can even give you the plug on the hotel. So I know the hotel that'll host you, that'll give you room rates and discounts, and I'm 15, 20 minutes away.
They got to have a banquet hall.
Yeah, we need a banquet hall. We need a place.
Banquet hall. Okay, so you're probably going to be more in actual ATL itself. Yeah, that's going to...
That's okay, though. Long as we...
Yeah, you find your hotel, you got to arrange.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say less. I got people in Atlanta. We can get to work on that. Hey, brother, I want to thank you, man, from the bottom of my heart for stopping through, bro.
Yeah, man.
You talked some good stuff tonight, man. You don't mind if you see some of these clips later on YouTube Shorts, do you?
No, I stand on what I say.
My man. That's what I'm talking about. I love it, man. I appreciate you. Hey, y'all, Mr. Kevin Dixie, man, my man KD. Make sure y'all go follow him on IG at @thereal_NOC. Is that correct?
Yep, @thereal_NOC on IG. The same thing, the real NOC on YouTube, and the real NOC on Facebook. I am most active on Instagram and coming really, really, really soon. You might want to go ahead and sign up for the YouTube channel. Plus, it's a lot of videos over there already. It's a lot of videos, dozens of them. But you can go check out some stuff. But yeah, and engage. And you can shoot us an email at info@nootherchoice.com and check out nootherchoice.com for all the training events we got going. So we're in Knoxville this weekend. We got Miami coming up in April. We got Minnesota on the books. Got Wisconsin coming up. St. Louis is on there. We got a ton of classes in Georgia, South Carolina. Working on Texas. We'll be in Sacramento. We in Las Vegas this year. So yeah, get your butt in the class.
Hey Zach.
Yeah.
Train and learn, bro.
Yeah,
Memorial Day weekend.
I'm with
you there.
I'm with you.
You there. All right, brother. I appreciate you. Hey man, thank y'all for sliding through. Make sure y'all smash that like button on the way out. I know this was a not our typical night on a Tuesday. It worked for KD's schedule. We made it happen, man. I'm so glad we made it happen. This was a real
this was more than worth it.
I appreciate everybody, y'all.
Appreciate it.
And I will see y'all, if not tomorrow, I'll see y'all on Friday night, man. So peace to everybody.
All right, peace out, people.
Peace.